Imagine being locked away for 792 days, waiting, hoping, not knowing if someone would ever choose you. That's the true story of Lennox, a little tabby with eyes full of secrets. And trust me, you'll want to hear how her journey ends. But before we dive in, do me one small favor. Hit that like button. It only takes a second, and it helps this story reach more people who believe in second chances. It all began in a cluttered old house. When the rescue team forced the door open, their flashlights sliced through piles of newspapers and forgotten belongings. And then, tiny mews echoed from the shadows. In a cardboard box, huddled with her siblings, was Lennox. She was delicate, shy, with those amber eyes that seemed to be watching and waiting. At the shelter, her brothers and sisters bounced around with boundless kitten energy. But Lennox? She pressed herself into the corners, quietly observing. She wasn't just another kitten. She needed something different. "She's waiting for her person," whispered Sarah, a volunteer who spent hours sitting silently by her cage. And slowly, Lennox began to trust. First, a tiny nose touch, then those magical moments when she'd grab her hand with her paw and press her face against it, like she was saying, "You understand me." She had quirks that made everyone smile, sniffing shoes, sniffing hair, as if trying to read the stories of where people had been. But despite her charm, finding a forever home wasn't easy. Foster families tried. They loved her. They cared for her. But Lennox longed for calm, for a home where she could be the only one. Days turned into months. Months turned into years. Lennox celebrated 2 birthdays in foster care. 792 days. Waiting, watching, hoping. And then, fate walked through the door. Chris had just lost his cat of 15 years. His heart was heavy, broken. He wasn't looking for Lennox. He came to meet other cats. But Lennox, this shy little soul, did something she rarely ever did. She walked right up to him, flopped down, and looked into his eyes. In that moment, Chris felt it. "I think she's chosen me," he whispered, fighting back tears. That night, Lennox went home. At first, she stayed in her carrier, cautious as ever. But she was no longer waiting. Slowly, she curled against Chris's chest, purring softly, the sound of a heart finally at peace. Some rescues happen in a single dramatic moment. Lennox's rescue? It was a gentle marathon of patience, love, and trust. And in the end, it proved one thing: the right love is always worth the wait. And now, I want to hear from you. If you were Chris, would you have felt that same instant connection with Lennox? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. Because stories like this remind us, sometimes it's not us who choose the pets, it's them who choose us.
There, huddled in a cardboard box with her siblings,